Jan sees that Stacy's clothing, the clothing that she wore the day of her graduation, was neatly folded in Susie's bedroom. Thrown over to the left was Stacy's bikini, which makes sense because they planned to go to the water park. Stacy's flowered shorts were also folded and put on top of her sandals, her new Victoria's Secret bra set on top. Her jewelry had been carefully tucked inside the pocket of her shorts. So at this point, the only items missing from her outfit was the yellow shorts she wore that evening and her underwear. Is this what Stacy was wearing when she was taken from the house? There were also makeup-smeared washcloths in the hamper. The television was on.
Sorry, I'm driving and listening to a podcast.
And from the evidence, it looked as though the beds had been slept in.
I think they were getting ready to go to sleep because it appeared to me that Stacy was getting ready to go to sleep. She had taken her jewelry off and put the jewelry in the pockets of her shorts and had taken her shorts off. So I'm thinking, well, she's going to sleep in her underwear and t-shirt.
In 600 feet, merge onto Oak Crest Court.
Get on the road, squirrel.
When they got home, they went in, they were getting ready for bed. So whatever happened after that point.
There was a squirrel in the road.
It's now June 7th. It's 10 to 16 hours after the friends had discovered that the three women were gone. It was this evening on June 7th, the day after graduation, when officers were called on the calls to report the missing women.
You're just trying to get a nut to move your butt.
It was a real new thing at that time. It had just been installed probably a few months before. And when it was installed, they said, this is for...
Take your next left onto Oak
Crest Court.
Okay. This may not be an emergency because they may walk in at any time.
Okay, I know where I'm at.
So I called.
Turn left onto Oak Crest
Okay. I just have trouble getting out of there.
In Jim's house. Called 411 and I asked for the police department number. They said, well, you can call 911. And I said, no, I want the main number where you go in and talk to someone. And I didn't even know where the police department was. I guess I've been a pretty good girl. So they gave me 864-1810. And I called that number, and whoever I talked to said, why didn't you call 911? I said, because I'm not sure if it's an emergency.
In the box.
I don't know. I said, I just want to report a missing. And they said, okay. And she said, I will call and ask someone to be sent to this location. By the rick book out, the first responding officer on the scene had arrived. The broken glass had been swept up, and nearly a dozen people had been in the home.
That's a good scratch right there.
And sitting on the furniture.
When I responded to the address,
I love itching my foot when it actually satisfies an itch.
There were adults, there were kids, people coming in and out of the house, people in the yard. So that's what I saw when I got there. You know, I noticed right away that all vehicles are there. The vehicles are in the driveway, one in the carport, two in the circle drive, and they were locked. Everything seemed to be normal there. And then we went inside and they took me around. And I had two teenage daughters at the time. Actually, they reminded me they were teenagers at that time. So, you know, I know what a teenage girl's bedroom typically looked like, and so I wasn't overly concerned by the bedroom. I think the purses were lined up there, which was unusual. You know, I still wasn't convinced that maybe something was wrong.
No one realized the seriousness of this situation until now. Well,
take your next right onto
Oh my God, exit navigation.
And so we played that off for the police department, and then they went outside to discuss the case. And then when they came back in, he had a clipboard and things, and he says, we're going to take a report, and you know, we're gonna make it missing persons, foul play suspected. So with the foul play suspected,
that meant that they thought there was something. He said, we'll get that one out pretty quick, and that way we'll have more things to do.
On the night of June 7th, police officers left a note on Cheryl's door.
Hi,
It almost seemed to
one person
indicate
in the
that nothing
box.
serious was going on, but that they wanted to take precautions. The note asked Cheryl to call the police department and cancel
How are
the missing
you?
persons report.
I'm listening.
Yeah, everybody has.
Goodbye.
The little car that had the report. So it had the police report, the front desk of police headquarters referenced this police report number, still hoping that they had just gone somewhere.
By this time, it's midnight or after. We were going to go home, and we were sitting in the car, and I remember watching the police department lock up their house and put a little note up there, something inside the screen door. And I said, well, how are people going to get in when they get home? He says, that's the point. We locked it so that they would have to call us. I said, well, they don't have a phone. How are they going to even get to the phone? He says, don't worry, they'll find a way.
It was on June 8th that the police began investigating the case. They obtain a search warrant to go inside the house, and it becomes more than a disappearance. I recently spoke with David Asher, who was the lead detective on the case. He now lives in Arkansas and is a hard man to find. After months of trying to track him down and a solid hour of
Hi, one
technical
person in the
difficulties
box.
in our recording,
How are you?
we finally got to talking about the case.
Listening to a podcast.
It just looked like, and it's the word I've used ever since this happened, like they were taking it to heaven. They were just gone. The clothes, the keys,
It was a rapture.
cards, purses,
Oh, bye.
everything was there. No blood, no scenes of violence. It didn't look to have been cleaned up, if you will, other than what Janice and the other people did while they were waiting on them to come in.
What did you think initially when you saw that?
That they were raptured.
Ah, see, rapture.
I apologize for telling. That's really what I thought. I said, this is like a rapture.
Rapture.
It's then that the media in the town learns about
Ah, my
Stacy
camera
McCall,
cut out
Susan
because I dropped down to
Strudel, and Shirley
4G.
Levitt.
It'll catch
It
back.
was when people like
Or it
me
won't.
and my family and friends and everyone in the Ozarks heard about
There
the
it
case.
goes.
It was all anyone
There
could
it
talk
goes.
about, and it seemed like everyone
Hello.
had the same opinion. It was just a matter of time before they showed up.
Hello, number
Police
2
are
people in
working
the box.
extended shifts around the clock trying to
Two.
find Cheryl
One in the-
Levitt, her
2 in the
daughter,
pink, 1 in the
Suzanne
sink. I don't
Strudel,
know.
and Suzanne's best friend, Stacy McCall. The three disappeared from this house early
Welcome to
Sunday
you two,
morning.
Antonio.
The woman
Old
had
Town.
attended Kickapoo graduation
Sorry, I'm
ceremony.
listening to a true crime podcast. Ozark True Crime about the Springfield 3. That's a perplexing case I'm going to cover in my podcast. Oh, man. Perplexing. I'm going to give my unpopular opinion on it. 'Cause that's what I'm going to do in my podcast. Give a lot of unpopular opinion theories, hills I'll die on. Pun inadvertently intended. Pun kind of intended. Not so. Doesn't matter.
We know that it was no comments, but could it have been more? Could it have been a clue? And how did the neighbors not notice?
Oh, we just passed the trailer park that the Catholic supply killer lived in. I'm going to cover that case too. But I'm waiting to see if I can correspond with him, especially since he followed me twice.
Stacy
I don't
wasn't
know.
even supposed to be at the
But,
dinner that evening and didn't make the
So
decision to
far,
stay
he has
there
not.
until
And
2.
when he was in the county jail, he did
Why is
not
he
answer
not unusual
my
space?
correspondence. But now that he's been in prison for a hot minute, maybe he will.
Mostly, why was there no
I don't
sign
know.
of struggle? How could
Either way, I'm
three
gonna cover the
healthy,
case.
intelligent adults be taken without
Whether I
sign
hear
of
from him or
struggle?
not. I feel like enough time has passed that he might, I don't know,
On the next episode of the Springfield
divulge
Three,
something.
the search for Stacy Susie.
What I couldn't tell you, but I feel like that wasn't his first murder, his first crime like that, and it wasn't. It wasn't because he admitted that home invasion situation in Hillsborough, but I feel like those two, like those, that wasn't. He's done more. I just don't know what. I feel like maybe enough time has passed that he'll reveal maybe a little something about that or all of it, and probably not, but you know, like it's sunk in now. Hey, Winkler.
In the last episode of the Springfield 3, it was on
Like,
June
you know,
7th,
that
the
maybe,
night after the
I don't know, it's hard to explain, but
Stacey McCall, Susie Street,
it was synced in that he's in prison for life and, you know, he ain't ever getting out. Maybe he'll just divulge some shit. Because there's no way those were his first time. There's no way. You don't go from nothing like with traffic tickets to home invasions to fucking. There's no like nothing to home invasion to murder and sexual assault and then murder for refusal of sexual assault pipeline there. But yeah, he lived in that trailer park back there. Because I delivered food to him, and then it was weird because a car just like his was following me. But I even told Mom and Dad, and we thought it was somebody, Greg having somebody tail me because sometimes he did that. But he kept saying it wasn't him, and I was like, I don't know. Like I feel like this time he's saying it wasn't him and it wasn't him. I don't know. And to find out he attacked somebody and did a home invasion right down the road from where the car was following me is creepy as fuck. Oh, it shouldn't be buffering now. Well, there's not a lot I can do. I'm kind of 4G in the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. Say what?
Since the police allegedly arrived at Susie Michelle's home on Delaware Street. Janice calls the police, and remember, Ryan Moore was just introduced at this time, and the town was instructed to use it only in emergencies. This didn't feel like an emergency, and everyone,
Well, it shouldn't be
including Janice
buffering.
and her husband Stu, were waiting for the women to just walk in the door at any moment. On the night of June 7th, police officers left a note on Cheryl's door asking her to call the police department and cancel the missing persons report when she and the girls returned home. It's now June 8th, 2 days after the graduation. Police list the women as missing, and the search begins.
After we cleared the residence, we went back to headquarters, as I recall, and we called everybody we could think to call. We called all the hospitals in the area, not just in the city.
Hi, other
We
people
called
in the
all county
box.
jails
Is it
in
buffering for
the
you as well?
counties, see if any one of them had maybe been booked into jail.
Winkler, you make me nervous in my chat because you're Team CG. You've admitted that wildly,
This is the Springfield
amongst other
podcast
things.
about the disappearance of 3 women who forever changed a small Missouri town and the people in it.
Whoa, the car was all kinds of wobbly.
It was at this time that the house at 1717 Delmar, the home where the women were presumably taken from, became sort of a landmark. The women's vehicles, a blue
Coming up by
Corsica,
Fuck You
a red
Kyle's
Ford
house.
Escort, and a Toyota Corolla, were still
Fuck
parked
you,
in the
Kyle.
stable drive, but the women who drove them were nowhere to be found. That house, the one at 1717 Delmar,
Oh,
is
fucking
situated on the
tired.
fringe of Springfield's Roundtree
I
neighborhood,
still have another.
a historic
25
and
minutes of work,
sought after
but that's okay.
buildings in town.
I don't think we'll have any more
Cheryl's was a
deliveries.
modest home on the smaller
might,
side
though.
with stone detailing
Over here
on
at
the
this
front.
this grocery store to the right, people report that like they can't get in their cars, their key fob won't work and stuff. And like one spotted this parking lot. It has to do with one of these security systems around here. It's really weird. Like it interferes with certain key fobs. It's crazy.
This house hasn't, and I wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to place myself in the
There was Fuck You Kyle's house. We would have gone straight. But we ain't going straight.
Since I was a kid, but the degree of separation is still quite narrow. I have an old childhood friend who knew the current owner of 1717 Delmar. His name is Ryan, and he was kind enough to let me go inside. When we pulled up to the house, there was no chance of mistaking it. In fact, if you were to compare a picture of the house from 1992, here's a recording of the tour that I took with our producer, Allie. And for some reason, Allie and I were a little on edge about the whole thing. It didn't help. when
Don't look
a
at
very
me.
large dog really scared us to death. Scared of people. So it appears that the glass in the window,
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's the original glass,
Back to
is broken
5G.
out on one side. There's also a gigantic dog that looks like it kind of
There's some weather coming in.
that's weird.
I'm here for it.
What am I hearing? Traffic from. When we arrived inside, Ryan was listening to a recent episode He went to put the large foster dog in its crate. Is there anything you can tell us about this house that you know? Something that's original or?
It's mostly all original. Like I mean, someone after years ago, years after this, they built this office on here, and I just knocked it out. It's an office in quotation marks. I don't know. It was a weird closet on your living room.
Allie and I walk into a large living area with a window that looks out onto the front lawn. It's the same window you see in all of the images from 1992, and from this vantage point, it will be easy to see if someone pulled into the drive. There's a sunny kitchen and a modest bathroom.
There's a sketchy
It
car
wasn't hard
behind
to
me.
imagine Cheryl's tidy bedroom or Susie's graduation
What
robe
does that
slung over
smell?
a
Is
chair.
that coming from my car?
Okay. Oh yeah, so I think this was
That's
the
weird.
room. This was Susie's room. I
I don't
think
know
it
what
was
that
a little
is.
bit larger back here. The home still has the small
Oh.
set of stairs that leads to Susie's sunken
I don't
bedroom,
know, man.
where she had posters of famous blondes on the wall, and clothes and stuffed animals strewn about. It was here that the women's purses were lined up. There was a sliding door and a dog door that opened to a large backyard. And according to a police report, there were 2 slats in the blinds that had been separated, as if someone was looking out the window.
And that was a door to the garage, and then it's been a carport and this next room and a wall. Is my guess. But I mean, definitely. I've done enough research to know that that's the carport.
So, do you get a lot of requests?
No,
You don't?
no.
Oh.
Just a couple high school kids, like on the 25th anniversary, knocked on my door, and they were just asking if they could do a story like from the sidewalk, and I was like, no,
Oh, wow.
I don't care
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
But then, like whenever the people, I get a lot of drive-bys, looky loos and stuff.
Is that weird?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sitting here watching for people to drive by. I guess kind of like when you're remote.